Today on The Joy of Editing, we're going to take a look at the new Adobe Adaptive Profile. It is in beta right now, found in Photoshop's ACR. We're going to see if we can incorporate this into our TK9 workflow. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. Today we're going to look at the Adobe Adaptive Profile found in Photoshop's ACR. And as I said, it's in beta right now. It's not in Lightroom yet, but hopefully it will be coming soon. But let's see if we can incorporate this into our Photoshop TK9 workflow. By the way, this image comes to us from Shankar Jadapa. On a past TK Friday, I did a full edit on one of his images. Now, this will not be a full edit on this image. I just want to do the start of the TK9 workflow where I will run the Adobe Adaptive Profile in beta right now on this image, and then I'll do the first balance and contrast adjustment, and we'll see what kind of results we can get. Now, right now, there are no adjustments on this image. It's right out of camera, and if we look at the histogram, we have a really nice histogram here. It was a good exposure, no blown out highlights, but the foreground area is very dark, and I thought this would be a good test for the adaptive profile. So we're going to check that out. Now I'm in Photoshop because I want to show you something. I will also be doing a comparison where I started the edit out with a linear profile, which you're seeing right now. And I've also done a balance and contrast adjustment on this image. And then we can compare it to the Adobe Adaptive Profile so we can see how much difference there really is between the two. Now, I still am a big lover of linear profiles, and I've tried this on several images, the adaptive profile. Sometimes it works out really nice, but in my opinion, it is really hard to beat a linear profile. Hey, it's something else we could try, and for certain images, I think it's actually better than a linear profile. For others, the verdict is still out on that. But remember, it's still in beta. Now, here we are back in Lightroom, and there are no adjustments on this image, so let me show you how we get this into Photoshop. It's a little bit different. What we want to do is right-click on the image, go to Edit In, but do not click Edit in Photoshop 2025 like we normally do. Come down to the bottom of the list and click Open as Smart Object in Photoshop. Give that a click. That'll open this up as a smart object in Photoshop. And here we are in Photoshop. First off, let me just tell you this. This adaptive profile, what it does, it adjusts tone and color using AI. AI that was trained on thousands of hand-edited photos. Now, as we all know, Adobe has really jumped onto the AI bandwagon, for good or bad. What do you think? Do you love AI? Do you hate AI? Let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. Now, if you look right here, this is our smart object. And what we need to do is double click it. It's a RAW file at this point, and we open up ACR when we double click on it. And notice under the light group, we have no adjustments on this image whatsoever. So this is right out of camera. Now what you need to do is, see where it says profile, click the drop down, and you're going to notice up here at the top, Adobe Adaptive Beta. This is what you need to click on. I'll give it a click, and this is what we look like now. So that's pretty impressive. Now, we're just starting right now. Right now, you'll notice we have an amount slider. You can increase this. Sometimes I'll take it the whole way up to like 200%, but usually not. Usually I'll keep it right around the center, which is like at 100. You could pull back on that, make it less. But in this image, I think I'm going to leave it right at 100. But then the next thing I will do is come down in the light group. If your light group is not opened here, click in this area to open it. And now we can make some adjustments. By the way, do not click on auto. I'll show you what happens. If you click on auto, you're going to get a message for best results. Avoid using auto and Adobe Adaptive Beta Profile together. Let's go ahead and click apply and see what we get. We get that. Now that is horrible. So you don't want to do that. I'm just going to do a Command or Control Z to undo that. What you want to do is come down into the light group and start making an adjustment. I'll start out with highlights, a good starting point. I'm going to pull my highlights back, maybe the whole way, just to start bringing out some detail in those clouds. You know, we could try maybe opening up the shadows a little bit if we wanted to, maybe just a little bit like this. Now, if you hold your Alt or Option key down and click on whites, you can see I am not clipping any whites, okay? They're zeroed out. Same with blacks. If I hold the Option or Alt key down and click on blacks, we are not clipping blacks. Now, if you wanted to, you could adjust your blacks, maybe make your blacks come out a little bit more if you want to. I like my image relatively flat going into Photoshop, so I'll just double click blacks and keep it in the center. Same with whites. We could give it more white or less white, but I think it's good right there. We could click color and, adjust the temperature and tint, vibrance and saturation. I'm not going to touch any of those. And of course, we could come down to optics, click on optics and check on remove chromatic aberrations and use profile corrections. I'm going to close this group. And you'll note up here, it says update AI settings. So if I click this drop down and click update all, it goes ahead and updates. If you ever see that message come up, just go ahead and click the update all button. And then of course you could come in here to detail and you could do denoising, sharpening, whatever. I'm not going to touch it on this one. And now at this point, we could go ahead and click OK, and that'll send us back into Photoshop. And now here we are back in Photoshop. So this is the adaptive profile result with some basic Adobe Camera RAW adjustments on it. Now this is the image I processed in Lightroom with a linear profile and some basic adjustments. So compare that to this. I mean, I'm seeing some more detail in this image. This foliage area looks a little more on the green side compared to the linear profile. Now, when I just look at each of these results, I think the adaptive for my eye looks a little bit better, but as far as processing this image out, I haven't done enough edits to really say one of these profiles is better than the other. I need to do a lot more experimentation, and I highly recommend that you do the same thing for your images. Now, what I'm going to do is do my opening balance and contrast adjustment on sky and foreground. And to do that, I'll use David Tillett's BNC landscape action. So I'll click in this action and we'll go ahead and do the balance and contrast. I'll click on the shadow button first and let me just darken up my shadows a little bit. I think I'll be less aggressive with this adaptive profile than I will with a linear profile. I'm going to click on the midtone button and I think I'll just open up the midtones a little bit, lighten up the midtones, maybe not that much, maybe right here. And now let me click on the sky layer and I'll click on the midtone button. I just want to darken down that sky a little bit just to bring out some detail in those clouds. Maybe right about there, looks pretty good. And maybe I'll click on the highlight button. Do I want to add highlights? Nah, you know what? Maybe I'll just take a little bit of the highlights away. Not much. Just maybe like that, a -3. Now, let me click my before after button. Here's before and here is after. So that's the opening balance and contrast. Again, before and after. And it looks pretty darn good. And then we would continue to develop this image. But this is always my starting point. And then I go from there. Now, let's compare this starting point with the adaptive profile to this starting point with the linear profile. Now, I've also did a balance and contrast of sky and foreground. Okay, so here we are with the linear, and here we are with the adaptive. What do you like better? For my eye, I think I like this one better. Now, if you'll notice on the adaptive profile, for some reason we seem to have a little bit more detail. And so just to make things a little more fair, on the linear profile, I went ahead and sent the image into Adobe Camera RAW. And if you watch my TK Fridays, you know I like to pop a little bit of detail in the foreground. And I do that by going into Camera RAW. And let me turn this layer on. And I only add it to the foreground because I have this mask on it, as you can see here, only applying it to the foreground. So let me shut this off. Here's before and here's after. Just a little extra detail to make it more in line with the adaptive profile. So again, the adaptive versus the linear. And I don't know, for me, I think the linear is the winner here. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below which you like better, this one, linear, or this one, adaptive. I do want to try one other thing. Now, when I look at the linear profile, I just like the way everything looks, the warm tones up in here, and I have not done any color grading on here, so I'm going to go back to the adaptive image, and I'm going to go to the foreground. So I'll click on this layer and I will click on the midtone button, and let's just give it a little bit of warmer color grade and see if we can help it out. So let me click about right here. I mean, that does help it out some. Now let's compare that to the linear. So here's the linear, and now here is the adaptive with a little warmer color grade. I don't know. I still think I like this linear profile result the best, at least for this image, but I need to do a lot more experimenting, and I highly recommend that you do some experimenting with the adaptive profile. Well, there it is, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this exploration into the new Adobe Adaptive Profile Beta found in Photoshop's Camera RAW filter. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. Click that bell notification icon. Click all so that you'll receive all notifications. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll get notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. And I will see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.